be here next episode, though. So.
Can we, though, since we're live?
Oh,
On Saturday
shit.
night?
Ah,
I'm
that was
really
so
doing
aggressive.
We in the spot?
I think we're back.
Yeah,
Don't
we're
believe me, just watch.
Amazing.
Where do we start?
Y'all, that was a lot of yelling.
That was a lot.
Like
I'm
a lot.
tired.
It was intense.
That was a very emotional session. Like, all around, I feel like not very many goofs were had.
Yeah, that was pretty heavy.
Yeah.
There were some
Yeah.
goofs.
There were some goofs. It was a goof-light episode.
I mean, I feel like there can be only so many goofs in a place like the Afterlife where you test your metal as a brawler or wizard or whatever.
Yeah.
I just
Where
want
diving has some fire stakes.
to take a moment for Corey, because that was probably
Oh my
the most
God.
mature conversation that any of the characters, any of the
Absolutely.
PCs have had with anyone this whole time.
Yeah.
Well,
Team
yeah.
therapist.
So profound.
Ben, what do you want to talk about? You're the DM.
Whew.
What did you expect to go differently, Ben?
Yeah.
Well, okay, for starters, really didn't anticipate that anyone was going to get through to Grimbley. So that was a thing.
And Grimbley stole my speech.
I know!
Sorry, Million. And I was prepared to have like a three-way chat about it, and then they were
You're
there
prepared for a three-way. Okay.
with a giant ass rock.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Colonel Blah wants to know, I don't know if you can talk about this, Ben,
Hmm.
because you might still try to make it a thing, but what was going to be in the book if the role had been better? But you can also, I don't know, that might be something you want to hold on to.
Oh. Wait, did you roll too badly to see?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I
I
blocked
didn't.
So Katie
I didn't roll too badly.
It was,
Sorna did.
yeah, it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I blacked that out. I'm gonna be
Yeah.
honest.
I'll give you guys like a little peek behind the curtain. The grimoire that Katie has, this book, is, you know, like, as you all know, is like a crazy powerful magical item. So I guess two parts. So like one piece of this is that God, my sister is so loud.
She doesn't have a low
She does
volume.
not have a low setting. No, there is no low volume setting. So like in Pathfinder there are relics, right? And so like one of the things that
Oh yeah, we're in Pathfinder now.
we're in Pathfinder now.
On Wake Up.
Welcome.
Pathfind upon
Yay.
wake up.
Everyone feels just a little bit different, and it's not the fact that you were dead, or maybe it is. Maybe you're in an alternate universe now. Who knows? So relics are like a cool way to have like a, you know, whether it's like a family heirloom or, you know, whatever that sort of like grows with you in Pathfinder. Huge shout out to Vanessa for sort of like bringing that to my attention, being like, this could be a cool thing for your players. So these things are like crazy powerful and sometimes do stuff that we don't all understand. What Sorna was attempting to do was use like a powerful spell scroll to like connect. But by virtue of, you know, like what she was attempting to do, that's hard. So there's only like a 15% chance that it works, at least currently. You know, like as Odd gets more powerful and this thing sort of like levels up with her, and as the party continues to get more powerful, you know, there's the potential for not only for the just like the percentage chance to come down, it's like percentage chance of failure to come down, but also for you guys to figure out ways to like make it easier, and not necessarily even just to reach out to somebody who is sort of beyond the grave, but also, you know, like communicate with, you know, who knows, beings on different planes altogether who you haven't met. There is a lot. Full disclosure, I done messed up 2 times, big times.
We don't have to talk about
We
mine.
don't have to
Yeah.
talk about them.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about them.
So, you know, without talking about them, I want to say to 2 of my players, Rachel and Katie, that A, I'm very sorry for messing that up.
It's
And
okay.
B, thank you for being such wonderful people about it.
It was still
I
a lovely
appreciate y'all.
episode, and we will fix those things later. And you are still a wonderful DM. Who we love.
Also, in all improv, nobody knows. You just gotta you gotta go with it.
It's true.
May I wrestle lesson? You didn't. Hey, the audience doesn't know that you were supposed to do a headlock takeover.
True, but I know, and I want to let them know.
It's okay.
You know. So there's that. So it is my intention that over the course of some number of episodes, we'll sort of figure out how many it is. That each of our players, should they so desire, will end up with a relic that is meaningful to them in some way or another. You know, in this case, like Rev getting this this part of a weapon that you know is from the Sunless Crossing is, you know, like something that she can then use to create a relic. You know, Azad has this grimoire. And I'm not going to say anything else about the rest of them because that would be telling, and I really enjoy what we've got going on there. So there's that. Yeah. Is there anything that any of you expected to go differently? Oh, Pupper, hello.
You're such
so
a cute little baby.
So cute.
Is there anything that that you guys thought was going to go differently, or maybe like was surprising from any perspective?
I think this is not really about kind of like the plot or anything that happened at all, but I think that I realized that me as a player, I don't want to play a super straight character, and that Azad is going to be becoming more of a chaos gremlin as time goes on and as she comes more into herself. I just I was really feeling it this episode with like wanting to do sort of like more out of pocket things and feeling like that's not what Azad would do. And I'm like, I wanna, you know what, she's gonna figure her shit out and maybe be a little bit more. Azad is gonna become bisexual. I mean, she might, okay? Like, you don't know that. Actually, I did say to Ben, what was it, a couple nights ago, I was like, it would be fucking hilarious if Rev and Azad went like the enemies to lovers trope. Rev's like, absolutely fucking
right
not.
now I fucking hate you.
Well, I fucking hate you too, so it's okay. But I was just like, yeah, I don't know what her sexuality is, but I do know that she definitely needs to get the stick out of her ass sooner than later.
Maybe the stick is a big part of the sexuality.
Ooh.
It could play a large role.
It's a big stick.
Listen, Azad's going through it, okay?
Yeah.
And also, to be fair, Rev was kind of a little bitch in that fight. Rev was absolutely not working.
When we were
for the
fighting
greater
each
good.
other, or
No. In the fight in the cave. You
Well, I mean,
were...
and that was kind of Rev's not a fighter. She's not. I mean, I didn't build her as a fighter.
Yeah, I think it was more the
And
fact that
so-
you were being like handed this weapon that could have helped, and just because you were pissed at your mom, you were like, I'm gonna do this instead, and like we're getting yourself hurt.
Part of it is also that she took Thorn for a reason, right? And like the emotional attachment to the person who is currently the closest thing she has to a mom, and to have immediately supplanted that.
Yeah, I think
It took her literally until you being like, we're all gonna go fucking die, for her to be like, wait, I like these people.
Yeah, I feel like for Azad, especially because of the fact that it was like a fight between your two families. So like it felt like a very personal thing for you that was overshadowing
Oh yeah,
the
it 100%
greater
is a very
whatever.
personal
And it was
thing.
like, oh, woe is me. I have mom and dad at home and mom that's in the afterlife, and they all love me and want to support me. Isn't that so sad for you?
And I think part of that is kind of what Rev and Azad have to work through, right? Is that they aren't the kind of friends who have talked about shit.
Yeah.
They've seen each other in passing at happy hours.
Yeah.
And Azad doesn't know that that's not how Rev sees her life currently.
Yeah.
And so I think that's, you know, the way Azad sees it right now is not wrong, but that's also not how Rev felt.
Yeah.
And so I think that'll be part of it when we get past the yelling and get to the talking part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Bill, Corey, and Al were all just kind of like, help.
Yeah.
How do we keep this group together?
I cannot wait to read letters from
Oh my god,
Al.
same.
Omar, you are underwater. There you are.
Your camera was going so out of focus.
So,
Oh, wow.
so
You
blurry.
look like one of those people who did not want to be identified.
Whoops.
But like wasn't blurring themselves quite enough to not be identified.
There were two things that happened, and now I only remember one of them, but there was a second one at the end. Maybe three things that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
One is what Corey said about his family and sort of being like there's no one left.
Mhm.
Two was the thing that Patchwork did before we left when they were like, hey, here's this bard. And I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that? And then there was something else at the end. Was it Bill or was it Al? Oh, someone said something that I didn't have context for that felt very new to me.
Oh, I think it was Al.
I think it was Al. Oh, that you were like, I don't want this to happen again.
Mm.
Oh.
So there were just like three specific moments that I was like, this is something that Katie, have no fucking idea what's happening here. And I don't know if it's things that we can talk about or if it's things that I just want to call out that I'm interested in and then move on and let them happen when they need to happen. But I wanted to flag all three of those because I was like, interesting. Go on.
One of the things I also wanted to highlight is it was an interesting moment from Bill was the comment about like some people's mothers will never talk to them again, alive or dead. And I was like, oh,
That is why Rev wants a Bill moment. Yeah.
just like you just served up a whole pizza of trauma toppings, and I was like,
And like Bill
Delicious.
came running for a reason.
Yeah.
And like Rev didn't get to say like any sort of like, you were right, thank you, blah blah blah. That Grimly got.
Yeah.
So Bill deserves some like hugs and kudos. And also show us know about that.
Yeah. I feel like there were just like little nuggets dropped by like almost everyone, probably except for Rev and I, who are very much like on the surface with what was going on.
Yeah. Well, and especially because Rev doesn't have secrets. To her knowledge, doesn't have secrets.
That's fair. I definitely do, but
Yeah.
I'm not
Sorry,
talking about them right
no,
now.
And Azad, I feel like, is mostly an open book, with the exception of we don't 100% know like what's his fuck asshole is saying. I don't remember his name.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's Colonel Blah asked, what did Azad not do that she wanted to do before she got realived?
Yeah.
I
What was
think-
that?
do you want to share that?
I don't know if I do want to share that because I think it's something that's going to come up at another moment. I can share sort of, essentially, I wanted to talk to Sorna about some shit in my life that I didn't want to say to anyone who I was going to see again, who I was going to be able to have conversations with about it again. Like, I just wanted to get it off my chest and maybe like get some sort of affirmation from her.
She's out here trying to steal my mom.
Not even, more like a mother to mother thing of like, I mean, like, here, I'm not going to get into everything, but like, there's like a lot of like actual backstory to this, but like, Azad thinks she's a really bad mom. And she wanted to have a conversation about why she feels that way. And I think also really acknowledge to Sorna that like, she doesn't think Rev is her kid, and sort of like explain why she treats Rev the way that she does and like how that relates to her own children. But I didn't get to do that, so it's okay. It's okay, Ben. It really is okay. Don't look so sad. It's okay.
And we only have so much time.
I will say, like, I felt like there were so many intense conversations that were happening that, like, at the end of the day, like, not having another one wasn't the end of the world for this episode. And the reason for the divorce, technically she's not divorced. Technically she has been sent away. Her husband is basically, we talked about this thing last episode. Her husband is sort of like the fantasy Elon Musk of their world. Like, he is very, very wealthy, very well connected, incredibly narcissistic, incredibly abusive. And I don't think that I have explained to everyone like what I don't think I did, what went down and like why I got.
You haven't, like, and I think that's the only like
yeah.
secret you have.
Yeah. So basically her kids are still there. We know that he has kind of forced her out of the house. I have not talked about what happened or why yet. And they're still very much married. And I don't think legal divorce is gonna, well, maybe death. maybe death will be the divorce she needs. Not for her, for him.
Well, in that case, you've died. So
that's true.
You did die.
Oh, till death do us part.
Now
Wait,
you've
is that a
been deaded,
loophole? Did I find a loophole?
It's like the Buffy loophole where she died, so now there's like 4 Slayers.
Well, but you're back, so are you really a part?
But till death do us part. Death did us part.
Technically, I mean... So, okay, I think here's the issue. And I'm going to get you with the red tape of bureaucracy. You never filed, like, a death certificate.
But at, like, the magical divine level of making
the combination
of
souls,
a pact like that,
right?
That has been undone.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess in a from a like existential standpoint, yeah, nailed it. From a bureaucratic standpoint, now you're still fucked.
Cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. There's so much.
I think
stuff.
the only other thing you haven't talked about as Azad is it's been hinted at that he is like spreading rumors and shit about you, and we haven't talked about what he's actually, like, what any of that is. Like, we don't know how expensive that is or how that might affect us.
I want to talk about it so bad, but I also don't want to fuck up any fun like RP stuff later.
We've only asked you like 12 million times.
Yeah, well, also to be fair, the first time you asked me, I hadn't fully fleshed out what it was. So now I actually have it.
Yeah, oh shit, I need to know.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this will be a good thing. We're gonna figure out in full depth. What I will say is that if we do have to go back to the city that that Rex lives in, I don't know if Azad's gonna be able to come without like some sort of like serious.
Stuff. For some reason I thought he lived in the city we're in.
No, Ben, give me the map breakdown. Okay. But like, I know that there's like a bigger
like
city.
Truly separate.
Yeah. So God says the capital city of Hagoria, which is sort of like southern, like southwestern end of the eastern continent. Then you've got another country that the name I'm fucking blanking on, which in the northeastern portion is the mountain range where Alistar spent time in the monastery. The monastery is up in this mountain range. It's sort of like a neutral, unspoken for territory because it's just like huge and ancient. And then further northeast of that is the country or the kingdom of Kar. Katie's ex Rex lives in the capital city of the country of, or the kingdom, I should say, of Kar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the idea was like, actually, I can pull up my D&D Beyond because I wrote down the timeline of this here. But basically that like he came to the party at Giovanni's because it was like, like a kind of like high society thing to do. And then he ended up taking Azad back with him to the Kingdom of Kar, like very, very quickly. Love bombing, whirlwind romance type stuff. Let me see. Where did I write this? Maybe I didn't write the exact timeline of it. Met Rex almost immediately at Giovanni's party, like 4 days into being on the main continent, and they got married 2 months later. So I think that it was a very quick sort of hop over to the Kingdom of Kar for her.
What a rumspringer.
Hey,
Seriously.
she didn't know, okay? No one fucking told her anything.
You're telling me in all of the fucking books in Acadia, there was nothing about marriage and how, like, it's, like, official?
I mean, yes, but there weren't a lot of psychology textbooks, okay? It was a lot more, like, history and cataloging of, like, events that happened, not so much being like, hey, here are the red flags to look out for when you're dating a man, In that voice.
There we go. In that voice.
In that voice specifically, I guess that's
Yeah.
fair.
I want to know about Corey. I'm real curious. And you don't have to like give away backstory if you don't want to.
Okay.
But like what the fuck's up with your family, dude?
Yo, I don't know, dude. Like, for real.
Okay.
I was taken away at a young age.
Okay.
The ripe young age of, we don't know.
I think I was like 3.
It's like a teenager.
We had a question
Yeah.
in chat that said, was the Corey Ben conversation planned? I'm
Not
pretty
at
sure
all.
the only 2 planned things did not happen, which was the apology that Ben gave to Rachel and I.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those
Literally,
are the only 2 things that were planned.
Yeah. I knew that there were 2 conversations that like needed to happen, and then I fully screwed the pooch and missed both of them.
And because I knew like Rev was super mad, I'm like, oh fuck, we're gonna like rush back there and end up going back to like the real material plane, and we're not gonna get to ask Sorna any fucking questions, so let me just fucking get him out now.
Well, that was kind of my plan with leaving too. I was just like, if we split, and this is the full metagaming that was going in my head, was if we split up, if Rev leaves, someone can talk sense into her, someone can talk sense into Sorna, and get answers that we wouldn't get if she and Rev just like have an emotional chat, and we can kind of like reset emotionally
Yeah.
from just
Yeah.
us bitching at each other.
Yeah.
And I got to be friends with a gargoyle.
Yeah. And I think it was fun for me too to like first have this moment with Alistar and like really be like, I'm not gonna be like a warrior. Like that's not the type of hero I think I'm meant to be. Like I'm gonna be this investigator, which was like me hinting at what my Pathfinder class is gonna be.
Which, to be
And-
clear, is the class designed to say "fuck you" to the DM in
Pretty
role
much.
play. In non-combat scenarios, this class is like, "Hey, all those things that you want to keep from the party, you now have to spill them
Like all the time.
all the time."
In multiple different ways too. Like
Yeah, I think chat's gonna love that, considering how much disadvantage you have been.
I didn't roll anything today.
Yeah.
I'm not carrying over that shit though. Easily little.
You have to. You had 3 of them.
Thanks for the channel points. I'll carry them over.
But
Never
yeah,
know.
so then I was like, oh, now I need to like, start being an investigator. And part of that was like, well, maybe I can help Rev like track down who killed her mom. And like maybe that's how like I can
That would be
like
fun.
like I know Rev's upset now, but maybe this will like make Rev happy later. And this is like, Corey's mindset of like what can he do to like make his new friends happy kind of thing.
Also, I don't care. I don't know who spoke it into existence in the chat, Let's never talk about Rev's dad being our big bad. Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh,
Someone
no.
put that in there?
Someone put that in the chat.
Our
Yeah,
private
we
chat
probably
or
should switch.
No,
inspiration
in
in the
the-
main
in the
chat?
Discord
Oh,
chat.
random
Yeah.
zero. Why would you do that? Speaking that into existence. Ben's like smiling way too
Don't
much.
speak with that in here.
No, I would
I-
never.
Okay, there are people playing this game who are trained actors, and it is not me. So let's not make me go through that. Tonight was bad enough.
Okay, so now we're going to the 9 hells. Ryan,
Yikes.
Rev's dad is standing right there.
Hey, can you imagine? He's like, oh hey.
No, it's
Bev.
somebody else's fucking turn next time.
I'll step up to the plate.
Are we gonna change channel
That
points?
is Benjamin, how dare you?
What? I didn't do anything.
What's up, Katie?
Are we gonna change channel points from inspiration to
0 points or whatever.
hero points?
Yeah.
We should, right?
Ooh, but like, aren't hero points supposed to be like much?
Hero points are supposed to be tough to come by. We could do that, but they have to make them very expensive.
Well, but yeah, sure.
What if
Well,
we
we
do,
already
like,
have them we could
chat
do one.
guidance?
per chat guidance maybe. Yeah,
Like add 4 to the roll or something.
we do have that. We have bless.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe
I
we make
will-
those more. I
we'll
don't know.
have
We'll
to-
have to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll have to do like a little bit of like digging into things and see like what we can pull that's sort of comparable. If we were to do something like hero points, that would definitely be a like there'd have to be some restrictions on that for the players. Be like you can only use 1 per roll. No,
Monkey
like
Man says he can give bits for guidance.
sir,
I mean,
one way to do it.
Every bit
Um,
is a +1. Just
Oh
saying.
my god.
Yeah.
No, what the fuck?
Just fully break the fucking game.
Hell, oh god. Yeah,
Everyone rolls
everyone
50
everyone who
every-
knows Pathfinder is gonna be like, so the math is just used.
Gonna be like, so you guys
So,
hate
like,
Pathfinder.
super tight, like well put together math is just fucking gone. All right, cool. But no, I think if we're gonna do hero points for channel point redeems, it have to be like you can only do one per viewer. You can only use like 1 per roll. No, none of this like 5x advantage stuff, which is hilarious, but also objectively cheating.
I mean,
Oh, chat, please.
why are you
help me.
Katieing me? What did
Help
I
me.
do? Wait, why am I getting a Katie in chat? What did I do?
I don't know, but the chat's having a mind of their own, and I love
Hey.
it.
500 bits for an extra D4?
Oh my gosh. No, I'm not charging you bits. That's money. That's actual money, not channel points, which is your time, which I guess is also money in a way. But no, I'm not charging you guys money for that. That's ridiculous.
I'm not above it.
Help me.
But yes, I begged for inspiration in my golf games. What of it? I wanted to hit balls good.
How'd that go?
Bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
I like very much the difference between like how I personally RP. I'm sitting on like 2 inspirations that were given to me that I'm like, I don't know, I rolled bad. It's just bad. It's fine. It's what the dice said.
The dice did say. I really was hoping I was going to get a really solid like hole
I
in
was
one with
hoping
my
to make
bow.
those hero points when we move to Pathfinder, because that'd be great. I have no idea how to Pathfinder, and I will need the help.
We're all
Good.
gonna need the help
Yeah.
for what it's worth.
Do you feel like not to like completely shift gears unless there's something you wanted to say, Ben? But I feel like I do want to acknowledge that like we haven't done a ton with like Billy and Corey and Al's backstories, especially in the last 2 sessions, and like Patchwork to an extent. So like appreciate y'all hanging in while we sort of work out our mommy issues.
No, totally fine. And I feel like this, and especially what Al's thinking, this is all the cause of Mother, and he's going through his own mommy issues internally. So I feel like eventually that's all going to come out. And
Yeah.
it's playing into, there are things that Ben knows and that about Al and I know then that I've been doing on purpose periodically through it, and it's affecting him until there is going to be a boiling point that I feel is going to happen soon whenever Mother makes her arrival. I'm dreading that day.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so much fun. I gotta work on a voice that's like suitably evil for her.
I just
I'm
picture.
Mitzi LaRue.
Okay, that's mean.
Oh,
That's
but
mean.
imagine-
That's fucking mean.
Imagine.
Great.
You're
Could be cool.
rude.
Could be
You're
fun.
rude.
Pretty
Could be
evil.
fun.
You're rude.
I was gonna say I imagine the principal from the original movie version of Matilda.
I was thinking that. Too.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Just like the scariest mother figure you can imagine.
That
and
is-
everything.
Some Trunchbull
The Trunchbull.
up
Yeah.
in this.
Uh-huh.
Whenever
Yeah.
we talk about Mother, and listen, I don't want to rip off Dimension 20 all the time. I understand that we love them and that we get inspired by them a lot, and I do too. But God, it's just the stepmother from Never After. That's
No.
all I see.
No.
That's all I see.
No.
I'm not saying
No.
it is. I'm just saying
It has similar vibes. You're
that
not wrong.
like it and I know like I mean I don't even think Omar's watched Never After, so like I know that was not the inspiration for this. But like God, that's how it feels. Just like this sort of like dark, constantly cloaked in shadow, amorphous mother figure that is like just the pure embodiment of evil. Like that's the only thing that my brain goes to when we talk about Mother.
There's a significant portion of me that wants her reveal to be like, oh, wait, hold on. She's hot as hell. What the
Oh, I was gonna think she's just a
You
sweet
can't
little old
make
lady.
Every
Like, oh,
single
come here, would you
character
like
hot
some
as hell.
breakfast?
It brings everyone's ratings down.
Everyone should get hot moms. Every single one of
I
us.
should get a hot mom. Yeah.
It's
You have no
Denise.
idea who Trunchbull is? What?
Oh no!
It-
You have to watch
oh.
Matilda. It's so
Go.
good.
You do.
Or read
Yeah.
Matilda. It's a
Or
book,
read, yeah.
too.
Okay.
Yeah, but the movie's a
Yeah,
classic.
but watching
It's
it gets to
amazing.
that cake scene.
That
Yeah.
cake a lot. That cake seems a
Mhm.
lot.
The musical
Why?
version
But it's,
is
like, the
also really,
most-
really good.
Yes,
That
the
is
musical
also
is so
excellent.
so
I-
the
The
soundtrack
Netflix one?
is
Oh.
excellent.
I've
Wet.
never seen the musical version.
Oh my
Also,
goodness,
The
Thunder
you-
Man.
musical
you-
version is fantastic.
It's
So
so
good.
good. The dance sequences are genius.
These children
Tim
are like
Minchin
doing crazy shit with their bodies.
Clip that. Clip that,
a
please.
master.
Please clip
Um,
it.
The
Also-
dancing shit.
Also, may I say,
Mhm.
Roald Dahl is dead, so we can engage with his problematic work super
True.
easy.
True.
Like,
That's true.
guy's dead.
That does make it a lot easier.
Yep. Yep.
No, like forthcoming problematic tweets from that guy.
Also, I think a lot of that shit is out of copyright as well, if I'm not misremembering. I could be misremembering. Don't quote me on that. But I have like a weird memory in my brain that a lot of his stuff is like not copyrighted anymore. I don't know.
Zeros is still copyrighted.
Okay, well,
But
Ignore
he's
me.
still dead.
but he's still dead, so better.
That's
And on
it.
that note,
All right, Katie.
don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone.
Do we want to just like very, very quickly? I know Ryan, you need to get going because you got to pack and go to bed and
I
do all the
do.
things. Do any of you guys have any lingering questions from last Tuesday that you wanted to bring up?
Yeah.
Anything that happened that you were like, oh, that's a thing that I'd like to like revisit? If not, that's totally fine. Just wanted to like put that out there.
I mean, I think most of it rolled into this, so there wasn't
Yeah.
really anything.
Cool.
Yeah.
Figured I'd ask.
Yeah. There was a part of me that was very ready for when we woke up. If the chest hadn't been opened and it was still like that, if you'd brought the chest back, was very ready to be like, the fuck do you mean you didn't even check to make sure we got it?
Yeah. I was really ready to cut that lock. I really did not want Sorna to do that. That's one thing we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
One thing I will say from last session is that Alistair, as soon as Azad fired at Sorna, and Sorna, Alistair popped into that kind of ninja, or perhaps old Al mode, as a mother figure popped in and like did something. He seems to be moving into some situation and having some type of connection with at least a mother figure as is Azad. I think that's going to be something too that will be played on heavily as this goes on.
Cool.
Old habits die
Yes,
hard.
old habits die very hard.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I did want to mention that
Sure.
I would not trouble with, but like I didn't hear the conversation where Sorna talked about potentially getting resurrected. So when Sorna was saying like I'm gonna cut this, like I'm gonna be here, me, Katie wanted to be like, well, what the fuck happens like if you come back to like make like that argument, but I, Azad, did not know that that was a thing that was possible. So I was like really struggling to combat those two things and be like, well, I mean, the point she's making are really valid and like she's here and she's safe. But then in the back of my head, I was like, but then this
Safe.
totally fucks. Well, you know what I mean? Safe. This like totally fucks her if she wants to come back.
Mom's gonna mom.
I know.
I know.
Mom's gonna mom.
Mom's gonna mom.
Mom's gonna mom. God, so much parental.
This, yeah.
I don't even have mommy
I would like it
issues.
noted for the internet. I genuinely love and have a great relationship with my
Me
mother.
too.
My
Me
parents are very
too.
much
I also don't
My
have
mom
children.
makes dice and other fun things you can buy and play with.
I also love Ryan. Ryan, I love
Over that.
you.
Yes, for everyone in the chat who asked, Katie and I are totally fine. We had a conversation in advance. We knew we were going to be yelling at each other. It's fine.
We did say like at the top before we went live, we were like, we're gonna yell at each other later, and I just need you to know it's not personal. I love you very much.
I will say, even knowing that was coming, I like my cortisol levels like truly did spike. I was like, oh, this is
I was
this
so
is-
stressed out.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was too real
Sorry.
But in the good
Sorry.
way.
in the best way.
I wasn't particularly bothered by the yelling, but I watch people hit each other in the face.
You do. Yeah.
You know, there's a lot to be said for exposure therapy of a sort, I guess.
Yeah, I don't even know what I said. Like I kind of blacked out that whole thing.
It was,
Yeah, I'm going to have to, honestly, everything after
You getting
coming back
slapped?
together and talking to mom, I have no notes on. I'm going to have to go watch again and take my notes, and it'll be entertaining to watch us.
I genuinely, Ryan, I don't know a single word you said. Like,
We were just screaming.
we were both going at the same time. I didn't hear you at all.
Yeah.
At all.
Which is pretty accurate to how it probably would have gone.
Yeah. Ben, you look.
It would have
distressed.
been
Are
really
you
funny
well?
if your slap.
I'm
knocked you
thinking
back
of
into dead.
typing.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I just slap you back to Sorna.
Back into dead. Yeah. And she's like, "What the fuck?"
What the fuck is happening?
You just got out of here. What the hell?
Oh god, I hope I didn't trigger anyone's anxiety issues.
Oh no, monkey man.
Aw.
We are sorry.
Oh, I'm really sorry if I did.
It was very intense, Katie.
I'm sorry.
You'll have to go back and watch it because it was
It was
raw.
very convincing.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
that was acting.
Acting.
Ryan's all like
Really?
other people are professional act, whatever.
Actors.
Oh, I'm a lighting designer. Get out of here.
Still got it.
Oh god, I feel terrible if I upset anybody with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I hope I
I'm
did.
sorry if we upset you. We might not be done. But please know that we will have talked about it in advance.
Yes.
Yeah, and in the VOD, we had ourselves a little giggle fest about whether or not there was going to be swearing in the conversation. So like, definitely keyed it up that it was.
Yeah.
We're diving into an intense fiction. So
That's a good call, Zero.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to go content warning it on the VOD right now.
Yeah.
What would that be? Content warning yell? Like, I don't think...
Content warning.
Familial
Aggressive
dispute.
argument or
Intense
something?
something.
Intense. Emotional.
Tell us in the chat how we
Emotional
should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
What would,
would
I
you
guess,
know?
like, for anyone that was...
that you would want to know.
Yeah, like, what would be the
How
best
you
way
would
to
wanna
phrase that?
phrase.
Content warning. I don't know what they're yelling about.
And that's true.
Yeah,
the,
family deaths.
the whole episode was a lot. So
Okay.
yeah.
Let's do
fair point.
content
Yeah.
warning. That's good. Intra-party arguments, family death.
That's fair, Monkey Man. You did come in very late.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. The
The timing was really unfortunate, Monkey Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed a
sorry.
lot of like other tender moments
Yes.
to like make
Hop
that.
right back into
So
that.
many
Would
tender moments.
I
yeah,
guess-
I see where that's a lot.
I do
So
have
let
to-
this be a lesson. Come to stream on time.
Oh no!
Well, I do have a question for chat, and I don't know if there's
No,
really
you're great,
a
Monkey Man. Don't worry about it.
way to do this. And then I know we do have to go, but like a lot of that stuff, because it is improv, like we can't really content warning ahead of time. You can really only content warning the VOD. So I guess I wonder, and it doesn't have to be an answer right now, but like I guess I just like wonder what would be useful for people like coming in to watch it with, like, you know, like I didn't know that I was gonna go that hard on Rev until it was coming out of my mouth, and well, that sounds bad and sexual, and I need
Nice.
to rephrase that. Ah,
Flip it, somebody.
Oh, what if we use
coming
like,
so hard on.
what if we use like a Nightbot or one of the bots that have the, and then every so often have a run saying warnings, this episode may include, and have it go.
Yeah,
We do
down.
have
okay.
it, we do
Yeah.
have it listed as an 18 plus as well, but yeah.
Typically we can kind of tell when we're gonna have emotional. Like we knew this episode was gonna be emotional going in.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
That is also
Okay.
true.
We could also
we could preload that into Nightbot for those ones at least.
Yeah, that's a good
so
idea.
we could also have
Yeah.
like at the beginning of stream have a thing. It's like, hey, heads up, this episode may contain X, Y, or Z thing. Still
Our
gonna show up
characters
on time,
are
chat.
Exploring this in their arcs. Could happen at any moment.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
After the episode where we all committed group suicide.
Yeah,
maybe we
that's
should also
true.
get
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's a
I
good
didn't
point.
think about that.
That is a good
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
We heavens gated that one pretty hard.
Yeah, I'm gonna go do that
Yeah.
as well. Thank you for calling that out. I
Thank
really
That is a
appreciate
good
Yeah.
point. Thank you,
Appreciate
Zero.
you,
Yep.
chat.
Yeah.
Gonna edit it right now. I don't know if I should call it like suicide or consensual. I don't know because it's
A group suicide is great.
Group
Suicide.
Right, right.
Yeah.
It's the most recognizable and
Right.
well
Content
understood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
not sure if you all have heard of that before. The anchor
anchor
thing.
thing.
No, I haven't. I haven't
What is the anchor
heard of
thing?
an anchor.
Oh,
I
you've heard
think
of an
we're
anchor.
drifting off into the spiral too far.
Oh.
Content warning that group suicide / consensual death. Which is a weird content warning, but that is what it is.
Excellent call, Zero. Good wording, Colonel. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you
Appreciate
for
your chat.
clarification, Monkey Man.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Chad,
Yeah.
so much.
Oh, that
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, and I mean, like, genuinely, like, if there are things that we can do to, like,
Yeah.
make this feel safer for y'all, or, like, just, like, if you need us to do or say things, like, a certain way, like, feel free to
Mhm.
talk to us about it if that's something that you are comfortable with, because we're definitely want this to be a fun space for everyone, and don't want to put people in uncomfy situations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we do, but we want you to like A, know about it, and B,
want you to be
okay with
uncomfortable,
it.
but want you to like it.
You know, like there's a difference between like being uncomfortable and not expecting it, and like having it sprung on you, and being uncomfortable and like knowing that it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, there's if you can prepare for it emotionally, it's a very different experience.
Yeah, and it's also important to remember that in storytelling, exhibition is not necessarily endorsement. You know,
Yes.
like getting
Yes.
into the darkness
Yeah.
is just
Yes.
how we're navigating building a story, which is an empathy machine. So like we are not pro coercing people into going into a death plane.
Well, So
We're
what's
quite
interesting
against it.
is people are saying that Azad manipulated Rev, and where I was coming from, I wasn't trying to manipulate Rev into coming. I was essentially just saying, like, we'll go with or without you. If
Like-
your choice is to not come, that's fucking fine. Like, I think that you've been a little bit entitled recently, but I totally understand how that comes across as super manipulative. But in the moment, what I was going for was just like exasperation and being like, you're either with us or you're not. And if you're not, that's fucking fine. But like,
Well,
We're
and I think
going.
that it's something that is true in real life. Is
Yeah.
that just because you didn't mean to manipulate someone doesn't mean you
Doesn't mean you didn't.
didn't, right? And so
Yeah.
Fair.
I feel like I totally
and
manipulated
yet,
too.
like, yeah, and so I mean, Rev definitely didn't want to do it, but she wasn't going to let her team do it alone.
Yeah. It's the Monkey Man said it's the intent versus impact thing.
Yeah,
That's exactly what that was.
Yeah.
And I think that is definitely going to play into addressing the, like, how dare you call me selfish when?
And I don't think Azad's gonna have a fucking idea what you're talking about, because she's just gonna be like, you could have stayed home. I didn't make you do anything. Like,
yeah. And I think it'll take, I think the most self-awareness we've seen from Azad towards her her behavior impact to others was when she told Sorna that she knew Rev didn't want or need it, the mothering.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think that Azad, I think she's pretty self-aware. I think that she is just being intentionally obtuse about it. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Like, I think if she really sat with herself for a minute and like thought about everything, she would know exactly what was going on and be very intuitive and like deep down she knows why she's doing what she's doing with Patchwork. She knows why she's doing what she's doing with Rev, with, you know, whoever else in the moment she is like taking care of. I mean,
and
it's easier not to.
Yeah, she is a mom on a mission, and
Yeah.
We have now been playing for how long have we been playing for together, y'all? Probably
This is our 5th episode, but we had those
over time
3
and
intro ones, so really our 8th episode. Yeah,
a lot of hours of play, but in game it's only been
like a day and a half.
day and a half.
It's been a very short period of time.
Rev hasn't like Azad hasn't had time to sit and realize, oh shit, Rev was going through some shit in the dungeons and I didn't help.
Yep.
And none of us have had a chance to be like, hey, wait a minute, Billion's family's in a jar and we haven't talked about it. How he's feeling. And like
I
we
think
just like kept smelling the forest in the one jar and like maybe we should go check on him.
And I think especially in the Black Ballad piece of this, like, it really touched a nerve where it was like, here's Rev stuck between her 2 families, and like all that I could see was my family in that book. So like that was not my peak of self-awareness either.
Right.
Just like, I think at other times she might have been a little bit more empathetic towards like what was happening to other people. Yeah.
With
So what you're
that-
saying is you need a therapy session with a gargoyle is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Cool,
could
cool,
probably
cool.
use some gargoyle therapy.
With that being said,
Billions owed a solid therapy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Billions owed just like an episode that's Bill focused. I feel like
Yeah.
Bill has not gotten.
Oh,
Bill
gargoyle beats
meditating in the
do it.
woods, just like
Hey, I mean, you guys kind of did the little bit of like some of the setup that you needed to do to sort of run headlong at Bill's backstory. So
Yeah.
I just can't wait to read these letters from Al.
Oh,
I feel like there's
yeah.
gonna like, I feel like Al's gonna step into the therapist role next. Like, Billiam had a moment, I had a moment. Now it's gonna be Al's moment.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so awkward because Al is so awkward, but he's very wise. He has high wisdom, but it's just very awkward wisdom that will be coming from Alistair. So I'm gonna have to be writing that all week. I'm gonna spend the entire week writing it.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Take your
In
time.
iambic
This
pentameter.
Well,
This
what
is
I
a
will
great
say,
Wait, we're off next week, right?
we're off next
Yes.
week. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So you have
important.
2
I was
weeks for
told we were
this.
off next week.
Yeah.
I am not packing up my setup. this
Yeah.
time.
Big
Ben
win.
and I will be taking little babies to Disney.
Yep.
They're
they're not that little. Well,
They're not
some
that
of them
little
are.
anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Or at
I
least-
mean, one of them is like little-ish.
True.
One is 7.
Which is wild because the last time I saw her, she was tiny.
Does she FaceTime you too?
No, she doesn't.
Oh.
I don't think she remembers me. So this is a mutual friend of ours.
Sorry, this is not related.
It's how
to
we
anything.
met.
Yes.
Used to live near me. Went out there, introduced.
Blah, blah, blah,
was
blah, blah.
blah 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 blah. I have not seen his kids in a very long time because of COVID, and they are taking them to Disney, and I cannot wait to get all the pictures.
Yeah, it's gonna be
It's gonna be a
fun.
good time.
But yeah, so that's why we won't be here next week. It's not really giving anything away that the following week we will be back.
Minus.
However, yeah,
Yes.
Ryan will be doing international travel, I believe, on
Yeah,
a
I
flight
think I'm
back from
flying
London or
that
something
day.
like that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I think that's
Um,
my flight home.
Wait, Ben has a child? No,
not Ben.
no,
This is not Ben's
no.
child. This is a mutual friend.
God, I hope not.
Of ours.
This is our friend Jake's child. I can say Jake's
Yes.
name because Jake has been on the
Jake has
channel
been on
before.
this channel. You can find his stuff on here.
Man, if I had a kid, that's news to me.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah, so
you know.
we will be off next week. There will be a stream or two. TBD, I know Maddie will be doing her solo Call of Cthulhu. Maybe some other people doing some other things. We'll figure that out. And do we have anything else you want to say before I go ahead and just do our quick week plug and let week plug? That sounds like a really lame plug.
It's a strong plug.
It's
a strong plug for the
firm
rest of the
plug.
week.
Yeah, there we go.
Anything else anyone wants to say? Any last words? Final
Thanks
thoughts?
for hanging out with us, y'all.
Dying again.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a good time.
Like
Great
truly,
episode.
also thank you for like providing feedback on how to sort of help navigate the waters of like some pretty emotionally heavy shit. It like
Yeah.
genuinely is super helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, so this week, tomorrow is off. Thursday, Ben is playing a horror game
I'm
with
playing
Valra.
Phantasmophobia. We talked ages ago about like the things that I find the scariest, and then she picked the game that's gonna make me the scaredest.
It's the
It'll be
best.
great. It's gonna be so much fun.
I don't know if I'm gonna sleep for like a while.
I will.
Genuinely.
We can put on a night.
I will not
It'll
be watching
fine.
that.
I can't
That's on
take it. My
Thursday
heart.
at 8 p.m. Eastern. I will probably be in comms, but it's a two-person game, so I won't be playing, and I'll probably just be making fun of Ben, and it should be a good time.
We should definitely put a like just a content warning of like high pitched screaming because I will do that, like for
Cool.
sure. Yeah.
Also, Zero, that's really good to know. I'll definitely chat to you at some point about that. Friday during the day, I'm going to be streaming on Chush's channel, which I just remembered. Chush is wonderful. I don't know the link. I will post about it on social. Yay.
Something about a goblin, I'm sure.
Something about a goblin and a Chesh. And then Friday night, still unconfirmed timing, but we're going to be doing another Black Ballad stream, sort of trying to wrap up the crowdfunding. It's going to be, I don't want to say partnered with BackerKit, but it's a new thing where they're going to be also broadcasting it to BackerKit as well, like on the webpage on BackerKit as well as on our channel. Ben's going to be DMing that one. I don't know what
Terrified.
your plan is for that. If it's chapter 1, chapter 10, who knows? We'll find out.
Pat Edwards, who some of you may remember from like way back, came on and did some really cool stuff and like DM'd for us. And also more recently, for those of you that watched the Black Ballad stuff, he and I are gonna write a one shot over the tomorrow morning,
Cool.
and that's what we're gonna do.
Cool.
So
Yeah, we got asked about this today. So it's going to be a very quickly put together cast and whatever, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We have someone from BackerKit who's going to be on the stream as well. It should be a good old time.
yeah,
And then we're leaving. And then we're going to be in Disney, and then we'll be back. And we should raid Balra.
hell yeah.
Oh, wait, where can everyone be found? Everyone do your plug. Rachel, Alex, Omar, Ryan. Let's do it that way.
Hi. Please find me on the tubes at I am Rachel Quirky, and please follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/I am Rachel Quirky. There are 18 of you here. I expect and hope that at least half of you will just pop on over there. I am Rachel Quirky, and just give me a follow. I'm trying to build an empire.
We do
Thank
share
you.
14% of our audience, so they may already follow you.
Yeah. If you haven't, would you mind? And
Do it.
thank you again for running a wonderful session today.
Thank you.
Alexander, you are muted.
I was priding myself on never doing that being muted thing, but
Well,
This is the
welcome to
best
being a
of
streamer.
above variance. You can find me at thealexemond, Instagram, Twitter, or .com.
Ooh. Omar.
I'm here. I'm
Oh.
almost always here. You can find me on with the @Randerson 26 that I have been using in chat on almost all the socials. Like they said, I will be gone for the next 2 weeks. If you are planning on coming to C2E2 in Chicago or Star Wars Celebration in London, you will be able to find me in the autographing hall. Please come say hi, and don't be offended when I probably run away to solve some fire because I am technically working, but I want to see anyone who happens to be there. So.
Dope.
No, Omar.
Sure. Hello, my name is Omar, aka Tailweaver. You can find me at A Tale of the 20s. We're also a Twitch streaming TTRPG group, and most of the people who are in here, a lot of people in here, are also, you can find them over on our channel as well, and it's at A Tale of D20s. And this Sunday, since we are taking a little break from our Descent to the Void, we are going to be streaming Avatar Legends. So this Sunday next. So it should be pretty fun as we dive into that Powered by the Apocalypse story. So super cool. And you can catch that Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Let's raid Balra.
Yeah.
Yay.
We love Balra.
Thank you again, Ben. This was so much fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ben,
cool.
tonight was
Ben,
fantastic.
killed it tonight.
Thank you.
Ooh, improv is
right.
hard, y'all.
Only 20
On that
minutes
note,
past my- We're out.
I'm gonna click raid now, and Zeki, you still need to take us offline, which Ben and
This
I
is
learned
true.
the hard way.
Mhm.
Okay,
Oh,
bye.
Good
Bye.
night,
everybody.
everybody.
Bye.
Improv is hard, yes, and.
Bye.